What's going on, everybody? This is Dave from Punk Rock Promo. I'm here with Nick from Nax from Buenos Aires, Argentina. How's it going, Nick?
Everything okay?
Really appreciate you, man, coming on. Let's dive right into it. So, when and how did Nax form?
Nax, actually, in the moment, it's just me over here in the studio, but eventually there are a few other Naxis or Nax members that they come here at the studio and they record their parts, but mostly it's only me. At least in the studio part, no, the part of composing and recording almost everything. But eventually, there are some friends that came with me, and I can name Nicolas Garimano, who usually came to my studio over here, and he records guitars or basses or other stuff. Also, there is Joaquin Karpinski. He's a dude that also played in Nax like Nicolas Garimano through a lot of years, and now he may come someday and he plays some bass and he records, and I'm trying to make a record like with those two friends. They are Nicolas and Joaquin, and me, of course.
That's awesome.
For a live situation, usually next is a group, like with a live drummer and all the group. But for now,
just you.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I am in the process of recording a new LP, so a new album. So it's in that stage of recording process and composing. So when the live gigs will come later, we'll see. And I hope that we can gather some friends and go to play again live.
Sweet. So you released Todo es Fugas earlier this month. How was the response?
Hey, nice, really good. I think that people really like that song. It's sounding or it's receiving a lot of airplay on a couple of radio stations from all over the world. So also it had been shared in some playlists or mixtapes with some people. So I'm pretty happy. That song is one of my faves, and I think that a lot of people appreciate it. It's receiving some attention already. So I think it's good. When you release a song that nobody likes, it doesn't receive so much attention. And if it receives some attention, it's like a very little time, like 1 week or two weeks, no, not more than a month. And I am already facing like a month of that song. I mean, that song has been released a month ago, so I'm still receiving things for that song. So I'm pretty happy about that.
That's sick, man. So who'd you record it with, and how's the process?
How's the process of recording? Do you mean?
Who did you record it with, and how was the process?
Okay, that song, if that's the question, Nicolas Garimano composed and recorded some of the guitars of that song, and all the other things in that song were recorded and composed by me. But so we are just me, Nicolas Castelo, and Nicolas Garimano in that song. There are other songs with different members going on.
And how was the process?
Oh, okay, I understood you now. The process. Usually I start like doing some sketches, and I play around. I through some drum loops, and I try to make something with that. And usually all the songs usually come with the guitar and the voice first, and all the other things later. In this case, I think that it was more like the music first, and later I added the voices. I like to play with that, so no all the songs came like in the same shape or in the same form of process. I like to play and I like to trick myself in that sense. I'm usually more like a guitar acoustic driven composer, and I play the acoustic guitar and I try to make some melodies and later come the lyrics. But lately I am trying to trick myself into, well, I'm try to do the music first and later on I will see what I will sing, and I will search for those lyrics. So in this case, I think it was the music first, and later on it came the melody with the voice and the lyrics. It was like that. Some arrangements too. Maybe I recorded the voices, and I think oh, I can add some arrange to this section, or I can try some all those arrangements for that other part, and I try to play with all the elements and see what can came to an end or a result.
That's sweet, man.
Thank you.
So you're from Buenos Aires, Argentina. How's the music scene there? Do you have a favorite local band, a favorite venue?
Okay, here there is a big scene in like the underground scene, if you know what I mean. Also, there are a lot of bigger groups. There is a lot of music in Argentina, a lot of different genres, and a lot of folk music from over here. Like we say it, or we refer as that to folklore, like we say. Also a lot of cumbia, if you know what that is. And lately it came all this wave of trap and reggaeton music, especially trap in all those later years. There is a lot of trap going on here, usually a lot of singers of trap. Also, there are a lot of groups playing metal music. There are a few doing post rock, and always you can find punk rock music and almost any genre that you can imagine. There are some groups doing that. A lot of rock groups like classical or traditional rock also. What you can imagine, you probably you will find it here. In respecting with the or in respect with the venues and that the pandemic like hit really hard on the smaller venues where I used to play a lot. So there are not so much little venues over here right now. There are only a few that could survive magically to the pandemic. But I think that things are going like smoother right now from now on. It's all going to settle back like to the old normality or the old the old standard of little venues and big venues. The big venues all they all are still going on, and in fact there are like new venues, like a lot of things going on plazas, parks. Yeah, a lot of gigs on parks and things at the outside, and a lot of things happening now like in those terms. I hope I answer you.
Very cool. So who are your biggest influences?
Oh, okay. I have like these two different words, like the national music from here from Argentina. When I was very little, my older brothers introduced me to a lot of really nice music. Some of the very first groups that I started hearing were from here, obviously. And they are not really known like outside Argentina, but I think that they were like really influential for a lot of generations like me. So there are a few groups from the sonic wave from here, like from the 90s. There was a few named Los Brujos, like I'm not sure about the translation. Los Brujos, Peligrosos Gorriones, Rosario Blefari, a singer that also from here, from Argentina. Those are some of my bigger influences from here, especially from the 90s groups. There are other things that influence having influences on me from before, like the 80s, or even back 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 there, or yeah, like 70s or 60s. But well, in the national music, those three, I think that they are the bigger for me. From outside Argentina, and a lot of groups from your country. I have a lot of groups that I really love. Also, a lot of groups from UK and Europe. Well, I love my Bloody Valentine and Cocteau Twins and Slow Dive and all that shoegaze scene from the yes, from Europe mostly, but also a lot of groups like Dinosaur Jr. or Yo La Tengo, Yo La Tengo from your country. Um, I listen a lot of groups. Those are a few that came to my mind right now. The Cure, I'm a big fan of The Cure if you are familiar with. Also with the post-punk scene like Joy Division and Bauhaus and well, Siouxsie and the Banshees, all those groups. I love all those. Um, in a couple of years, I listened a lot of metal music or grunge even, like Nirvana or A Perfect Circle or well, Tool or um, a lot of groups more. I really love music.
A lot of amazing bands there.
Nice, thanks. I always had a lot of influence also for a few groups from your country, from the USA. A lot of groups, many more that I can dig in my mind right now. But yeah, they influence. They had a lot of influences on me
I
and
feel you
in
on
music.
that. So if you could tour with one of those bands, who would it be?
Oh wow! I think that the biggest dream is like playing with the Cure and like support act for the Cure, or yeah, that's one of the biggest dreams by of Nax. I think
That would be amazing.
yeah, that would be like a dream come true.
Maybe one day.
I hope. Do you know this group, Kaela Mikla?
No.
They are three girls from Icelandic, Icelandia. I'm not sure how do you pronounce the name of the country. Icelandic. They are an Icelandic trio that they do like post punk music, like pretty dark. And they are girls like they should be like 25 years old at maximum, and so they are really young for me. And they play with the Cure like a support act. Robert Smith found them on the internet and said, "Hey, I want you to be my support act." So I
Wow.
know that he does
That's
that.
awesome.
Europe used to bring some younger groups and played with them.
That's sick. Send me their music after this and I'll check them out.
Nice. I think that they could be of your interest. Good music.
That's awesome. So now I'm going to ask you some non-music questions. It's a good way for me to get to know you. I did this with the other bands I interviewed. Are you ready to go?
Yes, yes, of course.
All right. First one. Favorite food?
Okay, favorite food. Favorite food. Uh, I really like hamburgers, and there is something here called milanesa. I'm not sure if how would be the translation. It's like a cooked meat with something on the top. Also fries. Do you know? Yes. Do you say fries? No, like potato fries. Um, those and rice. I love rice.
Very cool. Favorite sports team?
Okay, sports team. I always love basketball. Basket. Also, while over here, the football is like the biggest thing. Like you say, soccer to that sport. Yes, I think that basketball. If there is something with running or jogging related, also, I really love those things. Also, I love swimming contest. Yesterday, I was checking the Olympic Games with some Nax friends, and we have been seeing on TV doing that, saying like, "Wow, check out that."
Some great athletes come from your country.
Yes, from yours too.
Messi and Ginobili and
Oh, yes,
Diego Maradona.
yes,
I can go
yes,
on and on and on. Those are just a few off the top of my
yes.
head.
Those are really famous in all the world, I think.
Di Maria.
Yes,
He
yes.
plays for
Hey,
PSG, one of my favorite teams.
wow, you know pretty much from
A little
from over
bit.
there. Nice.
That's
Good to
awesome,
know.
man. If you could go back in time and talk to one world leader or person of influence, who would it be?
Oh wow, that's a nice question. I always had like some intrigue with Albert Einstein. In fact, I used to argue with some friends, some Nax dudes, also some members of the group. Um, I really would like to speak with him, like I don't know, like 1 hour or half an hour, to see what was inside the brain of that guy. Also, that would be really nice to talk with a few artists that I really love, like I don't know, Salvador Dali or Jean-Michel Basquiat, who also live in your country. Or I love a lot of painters from a lot of different countries. So I could do it at least from like my favorite artists and go where I like to speak with all of these.
I feel you on that, man.
Cool.
So if you had $1 million and you could donate it to any charity, which one?
Oh, nice question. I would really like to donate with some organization that is in respect with like global poverty, with some countries that are really really needed, or yes, especially with the poverty and the themes about world hunger, and also conflict zones, like all these countries that are in constant war. And uh, I know that some UNICEF. Do you know UNICEF? Okay, I think that UNICEF has a lot of programs like trying to help people in those situations, like really weak situations where there is no water and no food and no homes. So I think that would be destinated to help to those people for sure.
That's awesome. All right, man. Last question. What are some places in Buenos Aires that visitors should check out?
How's that? Check out?
What
I
are
didn't.
some places in Buenos Aires that visitors should check out?
Oh, okay, okay. I understood now. Okay, like in general, like
Just in general.
okay, okay. Okay, there is the center of the town over here in Capital Federal, as we say it. It's the center of the city. I mean, you have Buenos Aires, and you have like the center of the city that we refer to that usually as Capital Federal or Federal Capital. And in the center are a lot of buildings, really, really nice, with a lot of old structures from imported structures from different countries and different eras. So I think that the center of the town is really nice for do a little walking and seeing really nice buildings. And it's like I think for me it's the like the most old structures and interesting must be in that place. Is like some kilometers far away from my home. Also, I love some parks from over here. My favorite park over here is one named Parque Centenario, or like Centenary Park would be the translation. That's a really nice park. I love that park. I'm not sure why, but it's really nice. It's really big and a lot of green, and there is like an artificial lake with ducks and different creatures. Um, Besides that, I know that there are a lot of other places. There is a one big massive structure like a flower, a metallic flower in a place called I think it's in the Bosques de Palermo. The translation would be like the forest of Palermo, something like that. There are a lot of parks with a lot of green areas. There is a couple of big structures made by artists, really cool structures.
You'll have to take me to those places when I get over there.
Yeah, of course, man. Of course. Also, if you ever come here, we can go to some little venues that I mentioned to you. There are a few that are resisting and surviving the pandemic, and really nice places to check out the smaller groups and hear some music and maybe see some art exhibitions. And there are really nice places doing that from a lot of time now.
Heck yeah, that's
So
awesome.
sure, man, I will surely take you to those places for you to know.
Sounds good. Well, I really appreciate you, man, coming on and chatting up a little bit. I really appreciate you supporting me in post rock promo.
Thanks to you, man. I really appreciate this opportunity and this interview. I'm really happy. Thank you very much
Anytime.
for.
So for the people that are going to watch this later, where can they find you at?
Okay, if you want to check out Nax Music, you can find us in all the major streaming platforms. Although my favorite is Bandcamp from your country too, and you can find Nax Music almost always entering NAX Music or NAX Music A with an A in the last like the last word. In as we are here in Spotify and YouTube and Deezer and all the major platforms, you yeah iTunes and Napster and all of those. All the music is in almost all the major platforms, so you can find us everywhere mostly.
Very cool. All right, man. Well, I hope you have a great day, and we'll definitely chat soon.
Yes, yes. I hope that you had a really nice day too, man. Thank you very
Appreciate
much,
it.
Dave.
See you later.
See you later, man. Thank you very much.